We are finally in an election year, so for our main story tonight, let's look at voting, the cornerstone of American democracy, the unshakable principle that everyone should have an equal vote, even idiots. Even this guy.
Go.
Now, I know it's painful, but his vote should count as much as yours.
The Electoral College is the system U.S. citizens use to elect their president and vice president. Every vote cast in a state is bound towards the state total, and the candidate who receives the majority vote in that state will receive all of the allotted electoral votes as a result of the winner-take-all system. This system was first implemented into the Constitution in 1787. When the Founding Fathers met at the Constitutional Convention, delegates strongly favored the popular vote, seeing it as the most democratic option for the land of liberty. Although this was true, they created the indirect vote with chosen electors to prevent such issues as uneducated voters, political influence, and to give smaller states a larger incentive to vote. At the turn of the 19th century, the country saw a few key changes in the system that have lasted until the present. For instance, if an elector will vote against his or her previously chosen candidate, these electors are known as unfaithful, largely angering the public. Lastly, originally the candidates would run independently and the runner-up would become the vice president. This adapted to become a dual system where the president and vice president are voted for in pairs belonging to the same party. The main controversy surrounding the topic deals with whether or not the United States should abolish the Electoral College and adopt a general popular vote. The Electoral College should be abolished due to the fact that it does not equally include everyone's vote and it is extremely outdated. Let's take a look at our country following the most recent election in which Donald Trump won the presidency, however lost the popular vote by a margin of over 2 million votes. According to The Independent, one elector who promised to vote Donald Trump has been receiving death and rape threats. This, among riots and other protests, exemplifies the turmoil that the indirectness of the Electoral College has spurred up. Our country is divided against itself, feeling inadequately represented because the bottom line is the person who received the most votes will not be taking office this January. To continue, I bring up a point made by K.J. Maxwell, the president of the League of Women's Voters. Maxwell exclaims, with a system of direct election, all votes would be equally important and equally sought after. During her 30 years of experience with the League of Women's Voters, she has traveled to defend and train minorities to have more of an impact in politics and business all around the world. She has been a chairwoman at several colleges, including Yale University, and was given the Citizen of the Year award by the Connecticut Secretary of State in 1993. This woman, representative of minorities and defender of democracy, as well as many others, need to be listened to, as it is shown that those who truly understand the principles of democracy also understand that replacing the Electoral College with a popular vote is the best way to represent the interests of a country as a whole, including minority citizens and smaller states. The Electoral College is extremely antiquated in that when it was created, it took from 4 to 6 days to travel from Boston to New York. Nowadays, it takes information an average of 10 seconds to travel approximately that same distance. Information is now available to any parts of America at 518,400 times faster than when this system was created. The government is now safe to trust its educated citizens to make the correct decision, ridding the need of any representative voters. Eric Black, professional political analyst, points out that during the 19th century, even the well-informed electors might not know that much about the political leaders from other states. States developed and ran themselves much more independently than today, causing the need for actual politicians to make the final decisions. However, modern voters have endless facts regarding each candidate, which beats them capable of making intelligent decisions and cutting out the need for middleman electors that jeopardize the future of our country.